Hey, this is Professor Perez from Saddleback College. Today, we're going to be adding some large numbers. Charlie's favorite subject. It better be. Anyway, let's see what Charlie's up to. He better be ready. Hey, Charlie, what are you doing?
What?
You ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, get your abacus out and a piece of paper, and let's get to work.
I don't know where the batteries are. I think this thing is dead. What?
Battery? You don't need any batteries, Charlie. Get to work here. Okay, let's enter our first number. And our number is 65,234. Okay, so we'll begin by entering our ones first. We have 4 of those, so we'll record that, enter that there. Okay, now we'll go to our tens. We have a 3. We'll go ahead and record that, enter that in our tens bead, right? Okay, now we'll go to our hundreds column, Charlie. What's that?
2.
2 there. So we'll record and move your hundreds bead to the 2. Very good. Okay, now we go to our 1,000s column, which is a 5. Very good. So we'll enter that one. In our 10,000s column, we have a what, Charlie?
6.
A 6. So we'll go ahead and move our bead over to the 6. Very nice, Charlie. Now, remember, let's review some place value. Okay, remember the pattern for place value was ones, tens, hundreds. Okay, so we begin with a ones, tens, a hundreds, and then we move to the thousands. Well, we have 1,000s, 10,000s, 100,000s, and then what comes after the thousands, Charlie?
Millions.
Millions. That's right. So then we go to the after the thousands, we have the 1 millions, then the 10 millions, then the 100 millions. What comes after millions?
Billions.
The billions, okay. Then you go to the 1 billions, 10 billions, 100 billions. And what comes after billions, Charlie?
Trillions.
Trillions, okay. So then you go to the 1 trillions, 10 trillions, 100 trillions. There you go. So that's some place value review. Okay, now let's get back to work. In our abacus, we have now entered 65,234. So we're going to add to that number 31,753. Okay, so here we go, Charlie. Let's start with our ones column. We have a 4 there, and we have to add how many more, Charlie?
3.
3, right? So that takes you to where?
7.
7. So we'll go ahead and record that, 7. Okay, now we're in our tens column, Charlie. We have a 3 there, so we're going to add how many more?
5.
5, which takes you to where, Charlie?
8.
And 8. So we'll go ahead and record that. All right, Charlie, here we go. Now we're in the hundreds column. We have a 2 there, and we have to add how many more?
7.
7, that's right. So we'll go ahead and add 7 there. That takes us to where?
9.
9 in our hundreds column. We'll go ahead and record that one. Now, we're in our 1,000s column. We have a 5 there. We have to add how many more, Charlie?
1 more.
1 more. So we'll add it, and that gives you how many, Charlie?
6.
6. Okay, here we go. Now, in our 10,000s column, we have a 6 there, and we have to add how many more, Charlie?
3 more.
3 more. And so when you add the 3 more there, you end up where?
9.
At 9. We'll go ahead and record that. And so, Charlie, what is our final answer?
96,987.
That's right, 96,987. Very nice, Charlie. Okay, now that we're warmed up, we're going to move to another problem that does require some carryover. So don't get scared. Okay, here we go. This time what we're going to do, we're going to enter into our abacus 735,796. Now don't get scared, okay? In our ones column, Charlie,
6.
we have a 6. We'll record that and enter that one there. Very nice. Okay, now in our tens column, we have a 9, right? So we'll go ahead, write that down, and move your tens bead to the 9. Very nice, Charlie. Now, we're in the hundreds column. We have a 7 there, right? So go ahead, record your 7, and then move your hundreds bead to the 7. Very nice. Okay, now we'll go to our 1,000s column, and we have a 5. So we'll go ahead, write that down, and move our 1,000s bead to the 5. Very good. And now we're in the 10,000s column, right? And we have to enter our what, Charlie?
3.
A 3. So we'll go ahead and write that down, move our 1,000 speed to the 3. Very nice. And we have one more. We're in our hundred thousands column up there, right? And we have to enter that 7. So go ahead, write that down over there, and go ahead and move your 100,000 speed to the 7. So there it is. We have now entered 735,796. There we go. So okay, Charlie, now we're going to add to that number 65,873. Now, don't get scared. Just relax. Okay, let's start with the ones column, Charlie. We have a 6 there, and we have to add how many more, Charlie? 3 more. 3, that's right. So that'll take you to a 9, and we'll go ahead and record. Now, that was easy because there was no carryover. But now, here we go. We're in our tens column, right? We have a 9 there, Charlie, and we have to add how many more?
7.
7 more, okay. So we got to move 7 times. Now, we're at the 9. Once we make the first move, we got to carry it over, right? So 9, we'll make our first move. There it is. Notice we carry it over. And we still have to move how many more, Charlie? 6 more, that's right. So now, in our tens column, we have a 6 there, right? And notice, in our hundreds column, we had a 7, but we carried one over to get that 8. Okay? So record the 6 in your tens column. And notice there, Charlie, what's 9 plus 7?
16.
That is 16. There's your 6, and you carried over the 1. So now we're in our hundreds column. And notice our beat is at an 8 because we had a 7 before, and we carried the 1 over. Okay. Now, in the hundreds column, right, we have an 8. We got to add how many more, Charlie? We got
8 more.
8 more. Okay. So here we go. We got to add 8. So we're at 8. We add 1. That takes us to 9. We add another 1. That's where we have the carryover. So we now move 2 of the required 8. So we have how many more to go, Charlie?
6 more.
6. That's right. So now we're done in our hundreds column. We have the 6. We'll go ahead and record it. Okay. And now let's check our answer. We had a 1 plus 7 plus an 8. We're in the hundreds column. And 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 8 more is that 16. So there's the 6 in the hundreds column, and you carried over the 1 to the 1,000th column. Okay? That's why in our 1,000th column up there, we now have a 6, because we had a 5, and we carried over the 1. Okay. Now, we're in our 1,000th column, Charlie. How many do we have to add? 5 more. Okay. So we have 6. We got to add 5. So let's first add 3. That takes us to the 9. Okay. We'll add 1 more. There's where we have the carryover. So now we move 4, and we still got to move 1 more to make the full 5 moves. And there it is. We're at a 1 in our 1,000th column. So we'll go ahead and record that. Now again, you can check your answer. Notice, in the 1,000th column, you have a 1, a 5, and a 5. And when you add all those together, you do get the 11. There's the 1 with the 1 carried over there. There we go. Now, where are we at now, Charlie?
10,000s.
We're in the 10,000s column. Very good. So notice we have a 4 in our 10,000s column because we had a 3. We carried over the 1. And we have to add how many more?
6.
6 more. That's right, Charlie. So we're at the 4. Well, if we move 5, that takes us to the 9. We still have 1 more, but that's where we get the carryover, right? So we carry over to our 100,000s column, 1 of those, right? Okay, so now we go ahead and record a 0 in our 10,000s column. Now notice again, in the 10,000s column, you have a 1, a 3, and a 6, which is 10. There's the 0, and you carried over the 1. All right, Charlie, we got one last thing to do. Bring us home, Charlie.
Bring down the 8.
That's just 8, right? We're not adding anything to that, so we'll go ahead and record the 8. And there's our final answer, 801,669. So that's 801,669. Whew. Now that's a big number, and we're doing it without a calculator. Remember, you don't want to become one of those calculator kids out there.
What?
Okay? You can use a calculator later, but not when you're taking my test. Anyway, we'll see you later, Charlie. Be sure you're keeping up with the homework. Now, the next time we come back, we're going to do some subtraction problems. And there's where you have to do some borrowing. So, anyway, we'll see you all soon. Get to work, Charlie.